Hi guys, welcome to RG Tech for You channel. So last video we have discussed about SOAP web services basics. So in this video we are going to discuss in depth of how to implement SOAP web services by using JAX RS or JAX RPC. So last time we discussed about the APIs which we have to implement SOAP web services. We have two APIs. So one is JAX WS and one is JAX RPC. So in that API also we have different vendor implementations. So by picking any one when implementation, we can implement the SOAP web services. So now we will see how to implement the SOAP web services and how we can generate the WSDL file. Okay. So to implement SOAP web services, we need to install Eclipse and we need to open the Eclipse. Just see how we can prepare. Just go to Eclipse and create a new dynamic project. So for example, project name SOAP web service test 123. So generate introduction file and finish. Now if you see here, project is created successfully and we have web.xml file, nothing else we have. So in SRC also there is nothing. Just create one class like customer pin authenticate. Here just common test. Okay, just create yeah, we have created successfully class. Now just create one method string customer authentication, two parameters, one is username user id and one more is password. The good program practice, we have to use always try catch exception. Print tag test means if we face any issue it will display in the last. Okay, just display the input what we have received from the client. Password, okay, fine. Just write uid dot equals 1234 and password dot equals away. For example, if we receive the request, that request username password if 1234 and password will be away, in this case only it will be authenticated successfully. And we will return successfully authenticated. Okay, else return authentication failed. Okay, let us assume this is our service, just customer authentication. Okay, so whenever we will receive the request from the app or any web application, this is our web service. Whenever they are eating our service, so they will send these parameters username and password. So we need to validate and we need to send back to the response. If it is authenticated customer, we will send successfully authenticated. If it is not proper customer, we will send authentication failed. So now we need to generate the, now service is ready, now we need to publish. So the way we have to publish, so we can generate the visual file and we can share the endpoint URL to any third parties. So just right click on the class file and go to the others, type web service. Here just select web service. Next, here select publish in the Tomcat and web service. If you see here, we are using Access. We are using Access implementation, which is provided by Apache Foundation by default. So just click on next. See here, the service name means customer authentication we can see, and dynamic parameters like string and string, Java language string, user ID and password it is expecting. So internally it will generate UDDI and WSDL file and config file. So while implementing this, server must should be run, means Tomcat, it is running Tomcat. After this, just refresh the project. Now if you see WSDL file is generated and server config file is generated. So just run the WSDL file into the project once, because then only it will publish completely. Just restart the server. Yes. So just copy this and we need to open into the browser. What not for this coming? So this is the wrong way. Okay, I think project is not published successfully. So we will run complete project again once again. Yeah, fine. Just open the WSDL file. You copy this is the endpoint URL. If you generate WSDL file, at the last you can see WSDL SOAP address. This is the location endpoint URL. Copy this, and this URL only we have to share to the third parties. For example, if they want to use your service. See, it is generated now successfully. So this is our WSDL file of our web service which we created now. The web service is customer authentication. See here, this web service expecting the parameters are dynamically, that is, one is user ID and password. So the type of parameters will be string. So if you share this WSDL URL, this URL to any third party, any customer, this URL will be like this. For example, this is the URL. So if you share this URL with any third party, by using SOAP, they will request, by using this URL, they will request your service. So they will send the parameters like user ID, password. So our service, what it will do, if the parameters is means the user ID password is authenticated, it will send the success response, or else it will be failed. So this is the WSDL file, and you can see this is generated by default. So these are the XML code. So now we have done one task. See, we have created web service, so customer authentication, and we have successfully generated the WSDL file. This is the one way of implementing the SOAP web services. Now our service is ready, but our client side, how they will access our service, that we need to see. So the access ways also we have two ways. So one way is by using WSDL file. By using WSDL file we can generate stubs and we can access web service. One more is we have to create XML, Java level XML request, and we have to send request to web service. So in these two ways we will see how to implement and how we can achieve the web service client side. Now server side we have created one service and we have published. This is the WSDL URL. This is the WSDL URL. So next video we'll see how to access web service, by using WSDL and stub. Thank you guys, thank you for watching this video.